Welcome to Immigrant Bazaar, a weekly podcast for immigrants by immigrants. And today your hosts are myself, Bahram.
Anwar here.
And now we have a special guest for this Afterthought episode, and this is Muhammad. He's a truck driver, and he's going to give us a couple of his thoughts about the episode we had, maybe add something that we missed or clarify something. So, and again, after this is Afterthought for episode number 6 we had for making money as a truck driver. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, guys. Good to see you all. Muhammad is my classmate from a long time, so I get to see him, get to talk to him more often than others. So what did you guys think? So, I mean, maybe I'll start with Anwar probably first, and then since he's our host, and then we'll ask Muhammad more. We'll grill him with more questions and probably something to clarify.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank Muhammad for joining our episode today. Afterthoughts are not full episodes. We just discussing what we got out of the latest episode. And I thought this was very interesting. We actually got a lot of feedback from viewers. We had a lot of views.
And still getting some, right? Still
getting some. And it really shows that people are thinking about, switching careers maybe because they've heard good things about making good money as a truck driver. So I think there is certain things that could be very specific about Ghafoor, his specific case. So I think Muhammad's presence here, with his experience, we can actually show a broader range of experiences. So it's not specifically that way. It can be slightly different way. So thanks a lot for joining, Muhammad. So I don't know if you guys let me ask questions, I'll start asking about numbers.
Go ahead first, so, and then I'll ask
the first thing I wanted to ask, and something that caught my attention, I think Ghafoor spent a lot of time getting the license and getting into this field. I think it was 2 years, I think he mentioned. Of course, he was working at the same time, but I was curious, like Muhammad, in your case, for example, what is the threshold, like the amount of money and time and effort you have to put in to get in this field?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for inviting me. I'm happy to be here with you. As I know, you can get your CDL lessons for as little as 1 month. If you compare to your investment, to the amount of money and time that you invest, you get back the most.
So just to clarify, you say 1 month, it's basically not working somewhere and really dedicating yourself to the classes, to, driving tests and things like that?
Yes, it is under normal circumstances if you invest all your time like for obtaining your CDL license.
Cool. Interesting.
And generally, that's assuming that conditions are normal. When you say normal conditions, means also DMV is in normal condition too, right? So I mean, meaning you can schedule properly. It's not everything depends on you personally, right? I mean, you're trying to study well, but at the same time, what happens is DMV is not available. You cannot go schedule your exam, right? Even your theory exam, right? I mean, those theory exams include 3 parts that you have to make sure you get through those 3 parts first, and then schedule your road test if you need to, after you go through your driving classes. So we have to make sure we clarify that as well. So 1 month is not, it's realistic, but not necessarily everybody is going to have that experience.
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, under normal circumstances, because everyone knows what conditions we are living in right now. So yes.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like, in terms of time investment, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty short. It can, even if it's 3 months, for example, you're changing jobs and getting into a new field in 3 months. I would say that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick.
Yeah. So before we talk about the most interesting part, which is money, of course, in this country, just a side note here, people come to this country, I personally came because there's more opportunities here, right? Financially, right? Your career, you develop wherever you want to, whoever you want to be, right? So people come. So money is important. But one thing before money is, let's talk about what do you have to give up in this to get this job, right? Meaning, your personality, balancing your life and family. I personally understood based on talking with Ghafoor that, the job is requires you to, full dedication, right? 70 hours at least, working a week, well, having maybe Saturdays and Sundays with your family. If there is family, you have to come. And, some people I know spend, weeks on the road. So, and they don't spend 70 hours. I mean, they don't spend, weekends at home. They just spend weekends at work. I mean, at home, which is in their work, right? So, and it's like, what is your experience in that, Muhammad, in terms of, balancing that work and at the same time having your own some personal life as well?
Well, first of all, once you get your CDL, there is not there are like different type of I can say types of truck driving, because you can be a daily truck driver, like when you have a base near your house, where you drive, get the truck, do your job, come back at the night, and be back home.
It's like a short distance commute, right?
Yes, it is like local. We call it local driving, and also there is an over the road type of drivers. They get paid the most, but yes, they sacrifice their home time, time with family, with kids. Uh, in the end, not necessarily that they are home every weekend, because sometimes, well, again, it depends on the situation. Like the market itself has its own rules, so it depends. But if you want spend more time home, of course, you will be making less money. But if you want to make like most of your CDL, I can say the over the road, but again, it takes a huge toll on the family.
Got it.
Yeah, it's definitely, from what you were describing and what Gafur shared with us, it's not for everyone. He emphasized that a lot. Like, this is not for everyone. You have to be professional. It is a difficult type of job. I think his dad was a truck driver too, so maybe he was more familiar with that kind of lifestyle. But it's definitely not for everyone. I like the numbers. We could go even more into that. He mentioned back in 2017, the rates were very high for the load. It was, I believe, $4 per mile. Now it's not that, I guess, right, Mohammed?
Well, from what I know, well, the $4 rate that he mentioned, it is actually uh, the amount of money that you get paid for everything. It includes your expenses, your
Yeah.
maintenance, like everything. And well, depending on the route that you take, you can spend up to 50% of that money. Uh, I mean, up to 50% of that amount can be your expenses.
Okay, so let me clarify a few things here. So just for the viewer's sake, I guess, right? So there's three ways you can work here as you can become probably three ways you can end up, working. So number one is becoming W-2 employee. So you work for, for W-2, you get, you work your 70 hours a week, you get benefits, you get like vacation days, you get health insurance, or you can become
401k.
independent. 401k, right? Any kind of package of different things included in the benefits. You can be independent contractor, and with that was 1099. You work with them, and there is no contract. You just work with them, where you get rate per mile. That rate includes, well, whatever you get paid. You don't pay for diesel, you don't pay for tolls, you don't pay for dispatch fee, anything else. So that's number two, right, Mohammed? And the number three, as far as I understood, was becoming your own owner operator, where you have your own business, where there's one truck or many trucks you have as a small business, where, as Mohammed was mentioning, $4 is the gross you get from your broker, depending on the route, of course. And that's where your costs come, right? That's where your costs come in terms of having your tolls, your diesel, your insurance, any other fees you have to pay for Department of Transportation, kind of all those things that involved, right? I mean, is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I want to make sure people understand, that because you would think driving 600 miles a day, I believe was right. I mean 600 was the average, and let's say you drive 5 days a week, which is 3,000 miles a week. If you become independent contractor, you get, what is the average rate right now with the independent contractor right now, Mohammed?
You mean as a driver?
Yes.
Because you can be you can work as a company driver, or you can have your own truck.
No, let's talk about the driver first, the second option first, before we talk
And
about that.
as a company driver, there are two types of contracts actually to work as a driver. One of them is to be an employee.
Well, yeah.
In mostly mega carriers like Swift, JB Hunt. They hire as employees for a W-2, and it includes benefits, and also there is a contract that it has a term. I believe the minimum of 1 year, and you cannot get out of the contract. But if you work as an independent contractor for mostly the smaller companies practice this type of hiring, you can, whatever you get money, it's all yours as a driver, and you pay the taxes from that, which is 1099.
Yeah.
So what is the rate? How much is that?
Well, on the average right now, it is about 70 cents a mile, 65, 70 cents a mile.
And that depends on experience as well, right? I mean, if you're beginner, you may not get that much, and
Yes, but it, like, on average, this is the amount.
Well, I think we've really gone into a lot of details on the subject. I think
one thing I want to clarify right before this, so understand that whoever wants to start with this, I probably Gafur suggested as well, I don't think you should start even if you have money becoming your own own operator immediately. I think you should start getting to know the business first, probably work for some company, from smaller company, maybe understand all the details, intricacies about the business before you get into the risk of having the own truck or trucks, depending on how much you want to invest, and then come to find out that it's not for you. So for those who are interested, the money is right there, right? I mean, 60 cents, times 3,000 a mile. I mean, or do the math on your own, or if you want to be employee W-2, it's a little less, but more stable. Or if you want to be independent contractor, maybe up to $2 a mile after your expenses. But again, there's risks involved. So I want to make sure that everybody understand. And by the way, this just a comment here, general. This channel is just more informative rather than being some kind of expert channel where we as experts talk, whether it's about trucking or anything else. This is more like a fun just to make sure we bring in important information for our dear viewers who may benefit from this. So we don't want to. Yeah, that's a small disclaimer.
Yeah, we call it bazaar. One of my colleagues asked, "Are you selling something?" I said, "No, we're not selling anything. It's not a bazaar. It's a exchange of ideas, hints." Immigrants don't know much about the systems. A lot of educational system. We're talking about making money, but then there's like education, kindergarten for your kids, buying houses and things like that. So we just bringing gracious people like Mohammed here who can share the experience, who can share their ideas. It's a marketplace of ideas and suggestions.
So final thoughts, Mohammed, final thoughts, maybe 10 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have 10 seconds, but it's not like live TV. But what is your final thought about whoever want to start with this? Just, couple, maybe 30-second.
Well, yeah, as the previous guest said, it's not for everyone. But again, if you are willing to work hard to sacrifice, I mean, you can sacrifice your time, probably your health, and of course your time with family. It's well worth it in terms of money, because again, as with little investment, like you invest this much and you get like a lot more than that. in return, comparably easy profession to have. And well, yeah, actually, I mean, once you obtain the CDL, as from my own experience, I can tell the very first step is go and work as a company driver. The second, of course, after that, if you wish, you can continue working as a company driver. But if you want to get one step further, you go and get your own truck.
Okay.
And then you really start making good money.
So don't get excited in the short term. Make sure you have a long term perspective about this, right? That's probably all right. Sounds good. Great. I think we're all set. We appreciate your time, Muhammad, today, and I'm glad. I think we had a good conversation. Probably to clarify a few things. Because that's the reason it's afterthought. We didn't want to go through all the details. For our regular listeners and viewers, thank you for watching us. Continue to watch us. Look for our new episodes coming. Subscribe. Provide your comments. We have Facebook page, Instagram, and also we have podcasts, Apple, Spotify, anywhere else you listen to podcasts. So subscribe, give us your feedback. immigrantbazaar@gmail.com is our Gmail email address. Please continue to provide your feedback. We've been receiving some interesting comments, so continue to do so.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking forward to your suggestions. And thanks a lot for joining us today. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.